Hi YouTube, I'm back with another video and I'm here with SenseiSalam. Say hello.
Yo, what's going on, people?
We're just gonna go through martial law.
Indeed, yeah, I'm happy to be here. First debut on Mimi's channel. We'll see what I can do. Obviously, we're talking about law today. There's a lot to this character, a lot of changes from Tekken 7. I'll try to keep it brief, try to keep it simple. But yeah, take it away, Mimi.
Okay, so before we begin, I just wanted to make yourselves aware that the notations on the screen are for P1 side, as most beginners do tend to play P1, but you will see Sensei demonstrate on P2 side, so if you do prefer to play on P2, then of course it might be helpful to just look at the notations in Sensei's command history, which is on the right side of the screen. Okay, so just a few things I wanted to know, so like his punishes or certain things I can expect from Law, because I don't know him at all.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll go through his punishment first. Law's punishment it's good at the later stages of punishment. His minor punishment is okay. For 10 frame, we have 1-1-2. That is very plus on hit. I can also transition into stance. We'll get into that. So that's 10 frames. 12 frames, we have a knockdown. That's really good. He doesn't have a 13, so this is also his 13 frame punish. 14 frames, we have the classic 3+4-4. No longer a launcher from Tekken 7. Big nerf. And for 15, we have down forward 2 or alternatively hop kick. If you're a law player for 15 frames, you want to do hop kick. It does more damage than down forward 2 more damage, so be mindful of that. A while standing punishment, regular while standing 4, but because it's law, even on block, his is plus, goes into stance really good. That's 11 frames. He doesn't have 12. 13 is while standing 1-2. This is hit confirmable, or twitch confirmable, whatever you want to call it. It's quite hard to do, but that's the 13 frame punish. And then he just has launch at 15, and that's about it. But yeah, that's his punishment.
I just want to briefly mention Law's one and only stance as well, Dragon Sign stance, otherwise known as DSS. It's an integral part of Law's core gameplay in Tekken 8. There's quite a few ways that you can actually use this stance. My favorite way is to use it manually by entering the stance in neutral via down 1+2. This allows you to get off some attacks, some heavy hitting, hard hitting attacks from DSS in neutral without having to enter it via another move, such as while standing 4 or something. Another way you can use it is after a punish. This is like 1-1-2 or while standing 4. Holding forward into DSS will increase your frame advantage on hit, thus allowing you for a scarier mix-up. Though you are locked into DSS, that means you're limited by the moves that you're able to do after. You can also use it in combos, of course, the classic combo ender being 4-3 DSS legend kick, and yeah, it's a very good stance, one of the best stances in the game. It also allows you to go into crouch dash from DSS via tapping down forward. Again, very useful. You're able to slide from DSS, making it more scary of mix-up, allowing you to really stagger your offense and apply some quite unorthodox pressure. DSS has a lot of attacks within the stance, but just to go through the ones I would get used to using, we've already started with DSS 4, the low. We've got DSS forward 4, the bread and butter combo ender. That also allows you to get some decent chip damage on block, so it might be worth using in neutral. Just be wary it is a high. You've got DSS forward 3, which is the Dragon Cannon, the last hit of your war combo. This is an unsafe power crush mid heat engager with good range. Can also be accessed without DSS via forward 3. We have DSS forward 1, which is a safe mid fast heat engager at 14 frames and is natural after while standing 4 on counter hit. You can also launch with the heat dash from this. We've got DSS 2, which is a high plus on block counter hit launcher, which is also natural after while standing 4 on counter hit. We have DSS 3, which is a high homing kick, which is plus on block, can do some decent chip damage, and on normal hit allows for pretty chunky follow-up, guaranteed follow-up damage. Now, lastly, you also have DSS crouch dash, as I mentioned earlier. This allows you to go for the full crouch slide. This allows you to go for full crouch up forward 3, heat dash launch, while standing 1 hit confirm, while standing 2. You've got a lot of options there. So again, it allows you to be really creative with the way you play the character.
What about strings?
So with regards to his cheap strings, there's a few things to mention. This also comes under kind of like not letting law players get away with certain strings. I think it's 2 that come to mind. The first being Junkyard, which is right here, back 2-3. This goes into a 3rd hit, so You see, I'm plus into DSS just because you did nothing to deal with that string. So if you don't do anything, firstly, that low's going to hit you. So that's going to chip you down 10 damage. And then that last hit you can't deal with, and you have to hold a mix-up after. So if you're not dealing with this, Junkyard becomes one of the best strings in the game. Considering Law's back 2, as you can see, he's got pretty good range, you know. So you want to be low parrying this 100%, because if you block it, you still can't get a punish, because that third hit will clock you. So you have to low parry, okay? The next thing is a very classic round ender for Law. If you have 1 HP, you're very low on health, a Law player in sort of lower intermediate ranks will very much favor using this string right here. This is his 10-hit string, you know, as it goes into the whole 10 hit, right? But they go for this because it's a cheeky low that is a part of his down forward 1. And considering Law's down forward 1 doesn't have any extension, like a natural extension, the only extension he has is his 10 string, and that's it. So it's very annoying, because especially when the Law player is just doing single down forward 1, and then you like go to low parry it and he doesn't finish it, and then he finishes it the next time, you know. It's very obnoxious, but again, you need to train yourself to get used to these, because you'll get blown up by Laws all over the place if you don't deal with that. The next couple strings I want to mention are back to 1. So this is the mid that comes from Junkyard. I guess if the Law player decides to try and mix you up because you keep low parrying the low, he can do that. But notice that is minus 15. That is launch punishable. Do cans on block. Like, that's punish. So do not let them get away with that. Furthermore, a few more strings I want to mention is back 1, 2, 2. This is a very good string. Counter hit confirmable. You know, on counter hit, the whole thing will be guaranteed. But what's important here is the first hit is safe, but from the second hit onwards, it's punishable. Yeah, so it's, the second hit will be minus 12, and the Law player, you know, pulls the trigger and finishes the string, then you'll punish minus 14. Alternatively, you can parry in between, you know, if you've got a parry or anything like that. But yeah, there you go. So I believe you can all, if I delay the option, the last hit, you can also step the last hit and get full launch as well. So again, be wary of that, because it's mid, and for it to be safe would be just completely obnoxious. So understand that there's a consequence there, and make sure you punish them accordingly. His jab strings are really good. He's got some of the best jab strings in the game. We talk about G-Clef being natural, you know, if I'm in heat, that will combo and counter hit. Like, that's really good, of course. But just his, the strings off of his 1-2 jab are extremely useful if applied correctly. The 1-2-3 string, this string here, is natural on counter hit and can give you a wall stun, sort of like a poor man's G-Clef. You also have 1-2-2-2. This is all natural on counter hit from the first few jabs. So from the 1-2, you can get the rest of that guaranteed. And yeah, this is a chunk of damage. 39 damage, you know, it's a lot. Obviously the last hit's high, but we'll get there when we get there. So his jab strings are very important to Law. The main reason is because he can essentially mix you up on block from his jabs. 1-2 is jailing. You have to deal with it. You can't duck the second jab. And this third hit is a mid, which is safe. Now, if this mid hits, I get that guaranteed, which is wall splat. I also get that guaranteed. So on counter hit, if that mid connects, you can confirm for some free extra damage, even a wall splat, a wall break, a balcony break, you name it, wall blast even. So his jab strings are very important, and especially considering that mid right there, that is safe. So the thing that you're confirming from is also safe, which is very useful. And lastly, I'll just mention forward 3-1. This string right here, man, good lord. They gave this to him in Tekken 8, new move. It's I-18 in speed, so it's kind of slow-ish, but you can see it's got some decent range, very decent range, able to close in that distance. It's very linear, which is to be expected for a move of its speed and everything like that, and range. But what makes this so good is it's mid-mid, and it's -2 on block, which means I can still G-clef after, you can down 2-3 if you got a read, you can sidestep, you can backdash, you have so many options here. Not only that, you can also hold forward to go into stance. This is this is crazy, because something that is only -2, still you lose your turn, but you can steal it back with a G-clef or a down jab or something like that. You can actually turn this plus by going into stance, though you are limited to your DSS options. But yeah, forward 3-1, extremely good. In order to deal with this, you have to know how to deal with DSS. But again, just to clarify, forward 3-1 is more of a pressure tool. Back 1-2-2 is a counter hit tool. You want to punish the second hit if they stop, or the third hit if they pull the trigger. It's a mix-up to punish. It's very obnoxious. Junkyard, you got a low parry. Don't let them get away with it. If they decide to try and mix you and do the mid, that mid is -15. So make sure you kill them for that. And the most obnoxious of them all, the 10 hit. But yeah, I would say there's quite a few there, but I named, I would say, 4 or 5 strings that are very annoying to deal with. But a lot of them will tend to have the same thing to deal with, like the same decision you have to make to deal with them, whether it's a parry or a power crush or movement or whatever it is. But yeah, still obnoxious nonetheless.
Okay, so what's a standard combo I can expect from like a lore player?
Okay, so it does kind of vary depending on the launcher. So we'll go for his most used launchers, which in this case would be down forward 2. You know, being safe, having good tracking to both sides, and very quick as well. You know, it's an incredibly good move. So I'll just showcase a bread and butter combo for you now. So as you can see, that was 69 damage, which is pretty good, generally speaking, off of a safe mid that tracks decently, you know, to both sides. You can obviously get more with some optimization, but that is something that every tournament lore will be going for. It is a tournament staple. I will also, just for context, show you a very good combo using heat as well. We're not going to talk about rage, but just utilizing heat in a combo just to maximize that damage also. And again, bearing in mind this is without walls. I'll do that for you now. So you can see that was 80 damage. You can get slightly more if you blue spark on the DSS forward 3, but that would essentially be the combo route that you go for with majority of your launchers. You know, even like a Dragon Hammer counter hit, you would do the same thing. And yeah, it's easier just to keep it simple. There is a different combo route when it comes to nunchucks, and that's just purely because it tornadoes instantly, as you can see. So I'll give you the combo that I do for that as well. So that's without heat, and then I'll give you with heat. There you go. So that, obviously, that's doing upwards of 50%, you know, off of a really good move here, off the nunchucks. But yeah, that's generally the combo routes that you'll see.
Just before the next section, I'm going to quickly mention all the combos that you've just seen. For the combo Ender, as you do 4-3 and you hold forward to go into DSS to do the legend kick, which is forward 4, you can just hold forward the entire time. So you can do 4-3, hold forward into DSS, continue to hold forward, and just time your 4 button or your 3 button if it's a wall combo. Cheers.
So just going over some wall combos as well, there's going to be 2 that I'll quickly just mention. One is when you have Tornado available in your combo, and the other is if you do not have the Tornado available in your combo. So I'm just going to wall splat with forward 2-3 here, and then I'll show you the wall combo with Tornado available. So you can see that's a pretty hell of a lot of damage, obviously using that tornado there. And on the wall I'm doing Junkyard, DSS 3 on the high wall splat, and then I'm just finishing that combo with 1-2-2, delay 1+2. So you guys can try that at home. Then with if you don't have Tornado available in your combo and you've got on a wall splat, you can also go for this. This is the regular bread and butter. all the laws will go for one of those two combos, generally speaking. But yeah, so that should get you started with some good bread and butter damage combos as well as some war combos. You can think about off to everyone.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to teabag your
Don't
opponents
forget
and key
to
charge
teabag
every
your-
time.